Hey there, listeners. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Die by the Sword podcast. Before we get into the episode, just want to give a quick shout out to the guys over at Midnight Syndicate. You can check out their music at www.midnightsyndicate.com. Also, if you want to add some spooky music to your own games, go ahead and check out the ambient sounds over at Sword Coast Soundscapes. Check them out at youtube.com/Sword Coast Soundscapes. All right, quick intro from me this week. Let's get into the show.
All right, guys. So Lent is over. It's past Easter.
It is.
I have a confession to make.
Okay.
It's a little bit out of timing, but it's serious. So in a past episode, I said that lesser restoration cures ability drain. And I was all excited. I was like, "Oh, this is awful. Ability drain is really hard to get rid of." And I was like, "Oh no, wait, it's lesser restoration can get rid of it." And then no, I was wrong. Lesser restoration can not get rid of it.
See, and
I can't believe you were wrong.
See, I thought that, but you're usually so sure on all of this, so I didn't question you, but I should have.
I don't think he really questions himself, though.
Yeah, we talked about this on an earlier episode. If it makes sense to me, then it's right. No, in my defense, the little description I was reading about ability drain said it can be healed by magic-like restoration. And in my head, lesser restoration is like restoration. It actually even shares a page. It shares a web page on the same.
Yeah, it's just lower down.
Yeah, it's on the same page as restoration. So it's like that's a spell like restoration. So that makes sense.
Except that it's a lesser restoration. So if you need restoration, lesser restoration doesn't quite cut it.
All of this makes no sense to me.
We need a more powerful spell.
Yes. So in the actual description of lesser restoration, it says it only heals ability damage. It cannot heal ability drain.
So since our hand is off the chess piece, everything is fine, and we've learned our lesson, and we'll move on.
Agreed.
Well,
Yeah.
Not exactly. So since lesser restoration didn't work, here's what I'm proposing. Since you've already had, you've healed up and all of that stuff, I would say there is a Temple of Shaylin in Lepidstadt, and Vivian would be able to probably get you an inn and at least get you some restoration for a small donation.
Heck yeah.
Sure.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
So Roderick is still running around with 6 points of ability drain, of Constitution drain. So he's at 8 Constitution right now.
So, how much of a small donation are we discussing?
That would be up to you guys and probably Vivian's diplomacy in the chapel.
Oh, okay.
So I guess we should roleplay this scene.
Saving up my roleplay for the trial.
Yeah, well, we'll do it later because I have some more confessions.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Second confession. This quarantine has been really, really easy for me.
Oh, well, I'm so glad for you.
Somebody said your civic duty is to stay in your house and never leave.
Yep.
And the power and the internet are working.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. I could do that forever.
Mm-hmm.
Stay on the couch.
Introverts have been preparing for this for a very long time.
Yes,
have
we
been
have,
prepared for
but
this forever.
at the same time, I have things I need to do. I need stores to be open. I can't wait until the end of the month for Amazon to deliver to me.
I know, right? I ordered a new processor fan for Noel's computer, and it's not going to get here until the end of April.
Oh, what a struggle.
I know.
Hashtag first world problems.
Actually, hashtag all world problems right now.
No,
That's true.
That's true.
The whole world's not worried about a computer processing fan.
No, but
They might be.
You never know. I mean, that's your only window to the world is the computer. I went.
It's not the only computer in the household. However,
It's like 1/5 of the computers in the
Yes.
household.
Yeah.
it's not interfering with communication in any way.
That is very true.
We just want to replace it because the current one's a little loud.
Yeah, but it isn't hard on me at all. I decided to go through and mod all my old Bethesda RPGs again. I remodded Skyrim. I remodded Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. I'm having a lot of fun.
I'm napping on lunch breaks. It's awesome.
I've worked all my life commuting on the average an hour each way just for this opportunity to work from home.
You finally earned it.
It's fabulous. I love it.
I'm definitely going to use this to prompt me working from home more than just 2 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're going to try to leverage this to, hey, you know how well it worked when we were in the quarantine? Can we just keep doing that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I think a lot of companies are about to have a...
Well, I know that was it's like a corporate eco push, right? It's like,
Mhm.
hey, if we get more people working from home, then that's less greenhouse gas emissions because people aren't driving to work. I'm like, hey, whatever excuse works for me.
And there's legit proof now. You can see it.
Mhm.
That's one of the most fascinating things to see is the maps.
Air quality
Yeah.
maps.
And the traffic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a meme. It was like, please, for the love of God, do all the road construction now.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And
However-
I still hear traffic reports of accidents. It's like only in Dallas.
Loop 12, LBJ,
Yeah,
same
yeah.
same culprits.
You can
Yep.
have two cars on the road and they're going to hit each other.
Yeah, I saw one
My
in Arlington.
experience.
It was
You
pretty
saw
bad,
one?
too. Yeah, no, I drove through it. I went and bought myself some things to make an Easter basket.
Oh,
So I have a little Easter basket that I have for when Easter was, because it's definitely not today.
From you to you.
Mm.
Happy Easter, Philip.
Happy Easter last week or 2 weeks ago.
We will not reveal that.
Right?
Just keep it a mystery.
Mhm.
So,
he's talking about when this episode releases.
yeah, I don't want to do the math right now.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go.
So we're going to get into the role play of stopping the Temple of Shaylin. So sort of rebuilding the scene, we're riding back victoriously on the cart, as we had previously described.
Mhm.
But this time, Roderick, Zenobia, and Vivian are all looking pretty sickly this time. Roderick more than the rest.
But what time is it when we get back?
It was like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah, it's early in the morning. You still got some time before the trial to do what you need to do, get cleaned up, etc.
Yeah, checking in evidence will be easy because we only have one piece. It's just the bear trap.
Right.
We might need to put in our witness as evidence as well.
Do we have a witness?
No, our witness, like us witness.
Our testimony.
Our testimony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll run that by Gustav and his paralegal.
Mhm.
And he's probably like, you guys look awful.
You guys look hideous.
Vivian looks great. It's a lie. She can't look hideous. She's like Legolas in Lord of the Rings.
So Roderick, it's like, Vivian, I feel awful.
Yes, Roderick, I know what you mean.
Do you know anybody? Can you get us an inn at the Temple of Shaylin? Maybe they can fix this.
Yes, but it's too early. No one's going to be awake and have their makeup on yet, so we're going to have to wait a little bit.
Wasn't there somebody with the night watch who already had makeup on,
Oh, Roderick.
who might still be awake?
Oh, Roderick. It's very silly of you.
Let's go sleep on their doorstep.
Now, let's drop the evidence off first, and then you'll be like, by 6 a.m., there'll be the, like, Stepford wife clerics will be awake. The ones that are making bacon and heels and pearls and stuff.
Kind of June Cleaver.
Yeah.
I don't see them as being Stepford my wives. I see them more being June Cleaver.
No, but they're sexier.
Well, yeah, but I mean, nice. They're not. Stepford wives kind of an evil concept to me. And Shaylin isn't evil.
They're just mindless.
So while we're waiting for the clerics to wake up, I was going to go a little bit more into the rules of ability damage because we kind of brushed over it last time.
Mhm.
So I just kind of quickly said we take five hit points off of our current and total for each 2 points of ability drain, which was correct, but I was actually using the wrong rule set. So I was remembering the rules for negative levels, which the rule for negative level is you have 5 hit points off of your current and total hit points. For ability damage, it's 1 hit point off of your current and total hit points per hit die. But we're level 5, so it was 5 anyway. So the end result ended up being correct, but I was using the wrong rules in my head.
Well, you got lucky that time.
Don't let it happen again.
I like that Gary's blaming you when he's the GM.
But Richard's supposed to be my rules lawyer that knows the rules, so
Well,
I
then
don't
you
have to think of them.
Well, then you can just trust his opinion, and we're all healed up. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I said.
But he just admitted that he was wrong, so...
Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't think it's fair to give him grief about it since you're trusting him.
I'm never allowed to be wrong, ever.
Nope.
But
So how many hit points have I taken then?
It doesn't matter because we're about to heal it up.
the numbers were the same. But the other thing I got wrong was I said that your hit points don't automatically heal up when you get healed of the ability damage. That was also incorrect. Your hit points automatically do get healed up when the constitution damage is healed.
That makes sense.
So
Mhm.
so whenever we get healed by this Priestess of Shaylin, it'll heal our current and total hit points by the same amount.
So does our wand get replenished?
Yeah, we talked about that as well. We used like 14 charges of the wand for lesser restoration for a spell that was going to have an effect. So Gary said that we could retcon that and have all of our charges of lesser restoration back.
Excellent. Hate to waste those things, you know?
So it's these little rules things that make this game fun and interesting.
Indeed.
So we get back into town. We go and turn in our new evidence. I imagine it's about 6 o'clock by the time all that happens, so we can head over to the Temple of Shaylin.
Okay. So you make your way over to the Temple of Shaylin. Vivian is very capable of finding her way there. It's like a sixth sense of knowing where to go to this temple.
She follows her nose. It smells really good.
This nice, like, perfumey scent in the air. You do find this beautiful looking building with stained glass windows with the songbird in them, and you know exactly where you are as soon as you get there.
All right, she walks on in.
You walk in, and everyone inside is like the most beautiful people you have ever seen.
Am I allowed in here? Should I change?
Shaylin welcomes all people who are beautiful on the inside.
Even with this bus?
All right, I'll wait outside.
We all have the opportunity for growth. It's fine.
Everyone just looks so beautiful.
I am enjoying it, Renly. I'm enjoying the scenery.
Well, you're beautiful too, Renly. So everyone fits in just fine.
We might be a little dirty, though.
Yeah.
Yes, well, that's the great thing about the Temple of Shaylin. We have fabulous showers.
Zenobia really would like a shower.
Yeah, it might be good to get that taken care of before our court date.
About that time, this tall, red-headed, Jessica Rabbit-looking woman makes her way towards you. It's like, well, hello.
Hello.
What can we do for you?
We're dirty. We need to clean up.
Could you do it?
Hello,
Well.
Hello, editor.
Vivian's kind of shushing the boys, and she's like, "Hello, sister. My name is Vivian Heatherton. I come from Almas, at the Temple of Shaylin there. My comrades and I are here defending the Beast of Lepidstadt, who we've named Horace. He's very sweet. I think he'd be a wonderful fit to our church, actually. We have taken a lot of constitution damage."
Constitution drain. You got to be specific.
Oh my goodness. We have taken a lot of constitution damage of the draining variety. and are in desperate need of healing. Could you help us? We have 4 hours until this trial. Also, we'd really like to take a shower.
And a nap.
Absolutely. You said you're from Almas, right?
Yes.
I believe I know the head of that chapel there.
Absolutely.
What was his name, Noel?
Armand.
Yes, Brother Armand, of course. Well, anyone who is a friend of Father Armand is welcome here. Please, we will gladly help restore your constitution drain, but you must all endure the ritual cleansing first.
That's fine with me.
The showers are through there. I believe you'll find them most excellent.
As we start walking to the showers, Saren, the bat, I know we haven't talked about her very much, but Saren flies off.
Okay.
And just leaves.
Bat doesn't like baths.
I don't think that she feels comfortable in this temple.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Roderick's not paying attention to what Renly's doing.
All right, so go to the showers. I imagine it's like, what is it? Like
Wizard of Oz.
The Korean day spas.
You've kind of got those, rainfall type showers that are coming from overhead and the steam baths and
Salt rooms.
People to scrub your back.
It's basically like a day at the spa. It feels like you're there for hours, but only like 30 minutes has passed.
I assume our clothes get clean too?
Absolutely.
Good.
Fabulous.
I feel much better. Thank you.
I'm ready to kill again.
Not in this temple. No.
Kill ugly things. Kill ugly things.
Only undead. I only resolve undead.
Undead are pretty ugly, yeah.
Yeah.
The Temple of Shaylin, Shaylin's an interesting goddess. A lot of people mistake her faith as like it's superficial, just about beauty, but she very much is a beauty on the inside kind of person.
As well as on the outside.
That's it's like that's one form of, incidental. And everyone, and like just like who's it, Serenray, that always offers redemption.
Yes.
That's how Shaylin works as well. It's like everyone has an opportunity to be saved. So it's not no, you can't be in here because this is just for the cool kids. It's like, no, everyone's welcome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you noticed that no matter how you looked or how you acted, they welcomed you in. They sent you back into the cleansing area, which was less. It wasn't just about getting clean on the outside. It was more like this relaxation and find your inner peace kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Roderick's completely lost.
We'll get to him one day. Awesome. Thank you so much, sister.
And now we're all lined up to get the spell cast on us, and Roderick is looking even more pale than the rest of them.
Vivian, what should we donate for this service?
That's a great question, Zenobia. Maybe the omnipotent GM will tell me.
Well, perhaps a small donation. It could be something of your desire.
100 gold each?
Holy crap, that's a lot of gold.
Compared to the cost of the scroll, yeah, it's not even 10%.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
And I kick in another 100 for holy water refills.
There you go.
Nice.
Hear that, audience? That's us taking the gold off our character sheets.
Mm-hmm.
As far as you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes, by taking it off, that means I add a number, right? I'm so bad at math.
Don't forget the quotient.
I did well in algebra, but logarithms is where I checked out.
For me, it was geometry. I did not like geometry.
Yeah, I was one of those good at algebra, bad at geometry brains.
That's me.
Opposite. I am opposite. Love geometry.
With you there, Philip. Geometry and statistics make sense. Nothing else.
I don't like graphs. I don't like drawing them.
I'm fine with graphs because it's visual.
Yeah, I have a hard time transferring it from equations to graphs. And then I always got really salty with the teachers of like, your lines aren't perfect. And it's like, your lines aren't perfect. Why do I have to draw this?
I'm only doing this because you told me to.
Yeah. It's like, it's a curve. It's not going to be straight. What do you want from me?
Anyways, so we get our ability damage all healed up?
You do.
Yay.
She casts the spell. For the boys, she kisses them on the cheek. And that's how she delivers the spell.
Mm-hmm.
And for
Where does she
Vivian,
kiss the girls?
does Vivian get the secret Shaylin handshake?
Of course.
Hair flip, hair flip.
1,
wink,
2, 1, 2.
Wink, wink. Sachet, sachet.
Toss, toss.
Anyway.
Fossy, fossy.
So that was fun, and the ability drain wouldn't have had an impact on the outcome of our adventure to Hergstag, but getting this cured now resolves any future issues we might have with that lingering ability drain. That would have been bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely the first thing we needed to resolve.
I don't want Roderick running around with an 8 constitution.
No.
Well, if we passed another night without healing it, wouldn't it?
No,
Nope.
drain does not heal on its own.
No, that's not what I mean. Wouldn't there be more? Does it continue to drain? Or
No.
just...
No, it's just
Okay.
it's one and done,
Alrighty.
and it just stays until you fix it.
Understood.
Yeah, no, I think you're thinking of bleed. That's different.
I think that is it.
It
Yeah.
doesn't happen overnight, though.
Yeah.
All
Anyways,
All right.
Now that we've done this, Vivian's going to go to the shoe store to buy the rubber ducky socks.
Perfect.
I thought you'd left instructions to have these socks purchased.
I don't remember. I think you told her not to because you claimed it was your money.
That is true. That did happen.
Yeah, that did happen.
Okay.
well, she's got an extra pair of gigantic rubber ducky socks in case he needs another one. You know, you could always use more than one pair.
It's true.
So anyway, we get the socks. We head over to go see Horace. He wanted to see us before the trial, so that's where we head first.
Okay. You check in, make your way up to the holding cell where Horace is waiting his day 2 of trial. Once you do get there, you do see Karen and Lasney both there. They're kind of
I'm so glad Lasney's helping.
helping prep him up before. He definitely he's a lot cleaner than you've seen him before. He's not quite, he's in the pants, which are a little bit short, but they're not as much of a high water as we were originally thinking.
But that could have been worse.
Yeah, but he's fussing about putting the jacket on.
And then
Because
Vivian walks in.
it's too small, and his arms stick out a little bit, just like Frankenstein.
A little bit.
And then Vivian walks in.
Oh, Horace, you look fabulous.
Very handsome.
Lasney, Karen, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
It was our pleasure.
Horace, look what I've bought for you. She's so excited about the socks.
Duckies.
Zenobia's rolling her eyes, but going along with it since there has been she's been overruled.
Also, Renly pulls out the book of poetry.
I was going to say, didn't Elsa say he loved ducky socks?
Ducky socks. Yep. We found a pair of a burned ducky sock.
Yes.
So he pulls out the book and says, Horace, I found this for you. I think it was from Elsa.
Yes, we also found your other pair of rubber ducky socks. We only found one, though. Sorry. The other one must be behind the dryer.
He doesn't really say much, but he starts to have that look on his face that looks like a grin, but he's starting to tear up if he could cry.
It's okay, Horace.
Yes. She wanted you to have it.
Yes, Horace, we spoke to Elsa. Her ghost, her spirit.
You see Elsa?
Yes, we did.
I miss her.
She misses you.
Is she happy?
Yeah, she is.
Yes, she was trapped, and we freed her from her prison.
Very bad man trapped her, but we saved her.
The ghost with eyes that stills children's souls?
Yes, it was exactly as you described. We destroyed that. We destroyed that creature.
Good. No more hurting my friends.
So, Horace, you are doing very well getting dressed up. I think it is going to help your chances in court.
Let's just get this jacket on.
Fat guy in a little coat. Fat guy in a little coat.
He puts on you get the jacket on him, and he just kind of looks kind of downtrodden for a second. He's like, I smell weird.
They smell lovely.
That's the mothballs, Horace. It's not your fault. Vivian pulls out some emergency cologne out of her pack and spritzes him.
What that?
This is cologne. It's to make you smell weird in a different way, more pleasant way.
It's reacting very oddly with his skin.
His lack of pheromones.
Yeah.
It's obsession for golems.
This was the mildest fragrance we could find.
Lasny chimes in. He leans over to Horace and is like, if you ask me, cologne's a bit overrated.
We've noticed, Lasny. We've noticed.
And deodorant, apparently.
Nonsense. Everyone loves a good cologne. So Vivian's doing final zhuzhing and prepping of Horace, combing his hair.
And then we need to go confer with Gustav and Karen.
Okay. So you get Horace all zhuzhed up. He looks a lot like Herman Munster, but in a good way. He looks very non-threatening right now.
Good.
He looks silly, is what he looks like, especially with the socks.
It humanizes him a bit.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Exactly what we were hoping for.
It humorizes him a bit.
I like that.
Making up for the pocket knife.
But
All right. So we walk into the what's his title? I forgot.
Barrister.
So we walk into the barrister's office. I'm assuming they're already there.
Karen was in there with you with Horace, but she'll follow across because she knows.
Karen, where have you been? You've been here the whole time?
Yes, she was.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
You startled me there, Roderick.
Well, you startled me.
Everybody spills their drinks. God damn it! Now we have to go back and shower again.
Yes, I was doing my job and helping get Horace prepped and ready to go for trial.
Oh, yeah, I remember now. You're that Karen. Okay.
Do you know many other Karen?
As opposed to the child we murdered less than 24 hours ago.
We didn't murder her. We released her. She was already murdered.
Yes. I do remember seeing that name on one of the victim files. But she's Karen with an I. I'm Karen with an E.
Okay. I had it written wrong in my notes. Let me fix it.
I'm Carrie the One.
No one asked you, Renly.
That's Carrie.
So, we get into the office at this point.
Yeah, you're in the office with Gustav and Karen.
All right. So we don't have much in the way of physical evidence. We have the bear trap, which explains the bite marks on Karen's legs. Not you, Karen. The other Karen.
Elsa's.
Oh yeah, sorry. I wanted to make that joke.
Well, it's wrong, Roderick, because it's the wrong person.
But I'm not the legal expert here, but it seems to me that the cross-examination is going to be very important in this proceeding.
Indeed.
Okay.
Also,
Yes?
we were wondering if there's a way we could submit our testimony as evidence, because we spoke to...
All of the children.
Yes.
The ghosts of all of the children.
You would like to be witnesses?
Yes, we'd like to be zone of truthed.
I would need to submit one person to give testimony to the
Roderick's hand shoots up.
prosecution.
Renly puts his hand down and says, I think Vivian is the most
She's the one
trustworthy
who's
of the
going to be
sponsors.
asking questions.
Oh, can she just do both?
Ask herself.
She
Well,
just asks
that
herself
is,
and then
you
jumps
know.
off the stand and then answers the question. No.
Exactly. Runs
Sounds like
around.
an Animaniacs gag.
Or put up a mirror so that she can sit and talk to herself in the mirror.
Well, Vivian, what do
But
you?
she just starts
What?
zhuzhing herself up in the mirror.
one of my favorite podcasts. The host did an interview with himself. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
He recorded both sides of it.
That's funny.
Because it was Zenobia and Roderick that vanquished a number of the children, and I think it was Roderick that ultimately iced the
Well, I think what
Brother
matters.
Swarm, yeah.
brood.
I think what really matters is who spoke to Elsa.
That was Zenobia, I think.
You did a lot of interruptions.
And stepped outside a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Zenobia should be the witness.
Fine.
Oh, okay. Karen, will you submit a new witness form as Zenobia? Yes, right away.
Thank you.
Dan, did Roderick have like 3 cups of coffee this morning?
I'm amped.
Feeling good after those showers.
Channeling the fifth element.
Yeah, he's feeling really excited after visiting the Temple of Shaolin and getting showered.
And ritually cleansed.
Yes.
It's like makes me think of Coming to America.
The royal penis is clean, you hide it.
And Roderick is thinking, I want to go visit this Temple of Shaolin again tomorrow.
And the day after that.
And the day after that.
And the day after that.
All right.
Okay.
So is there any other prep we have to do?
Let's go over our evidence real quick with Gustav to make sure we've got everything lined up. So we have the bear trap to explain the bite marks on Elsa's legs. We have the fact that, and this is going to come out in the cross-examination, the 5th child was murdered after Horace was
Chased out of town.
There was another part of the cross-examination. Oh, yeah. And I think this might come later after maybe if there's a second question for the witness. Since whoever's going to be on the stand is a resident of Hergstag, if she knows anything about any child murderers that were executed by vigilantes.
And there was no evidence of Horace kind of
but
scuff marks.
I don't know if that information is going to be in the minds of the witnesses for the prosecution. I don't know if they even looked at it or would have paid attention to that.
But it could potentially be something that you present during your presenting of evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it needs to be during cross-examination.
Yeah,
It's
so
just
I'm-
a piece of evidence.
Yeah, I'm thinking questioning the prosecution's witness right now, and then we'll do questioning Zenobia afterwards.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to be quiet during this whole
So, what was the order of the children's death?
I actually have that.
Yeah, we had written that
Okay.
down at some point.
Martin, Alan, Guard, Rachel, Elsa, then Karen.
So was there anything else that we were going to ask the prosecution in the cross-examination? There was the timing, there was the brother swarm, and there was something else that I think they were being withholding about when we talked to them. What was it? Do you remember, Gary?
You mean timing? You mean the child died after he left? Got
One
it.
of the points the sisters were emphasizing was that Horace was laughing, which we know is that he was crying.
Right, okay. Yeah, and so
when he carried Elsa's body into
Yeah.
town. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I don't know exactly how you'd word that, but you'd say, did it look anything like this? I guess I don't know how you'd prompt Horace to cry, but
Punch him in the face.
Oh, we just mentioned Elsa and he'll cry.
start plucking hairs.
Well, but I think the thing is, it wouldn't prove. How do you prove that he's laughing versus crying?
Well,
Tell a joke.
No, the justice that we have our books at her house, she seemed to be taken by that idea of him crying and not laughing. Like she seemed to be convinced of that. So
Yeah, so we might just need to reemphasize it.
if you remember from last time, and I think that's all we have for the prosecution's witness. And then what we ask Zenobia when she's on the witness stand is no evidence of scuff marks or anything like that. The interior window was still latched at Karen's house. And then I guess just going over what we saw.
And we know where the 4 bodies are now.
Yes, that's a big one. Yeah. So yeah, that's write that down. So the do what I say.
I already had it written down. Thank you.
The no evidence of entering into Karen's house. We know where the bodies are. They're at the same place where
The Brother Swarm
was close to the where the Brother Swarm was killed. And then our fight with the Brother Swarm and what the children said about him. That he was the one trapping them there. He's the one that killed them. And once we had defeated him, we were able to release the children, that kind of a thing.
And we have his former life, correct? We know all about that, who he was, and
I don't
who
think
he
so.
was in the community.
I don't think we have that.
Yeah, because that's a great question to ask the sisters, I guess, is to tell me about who Brother Swarm was. Who's the person you killed with the bees?
Yeah, if the prosecution witness knows about it, is there anything you can tell us about this person? So, I think that's what we got.
All right.
I think we're ready.
Ready to move into trial day number 2?
Mm-hmm.
Whew. I could not be a lawyer.
Too much prep and then...
I especially couldn't be a lawyer if I had to go fight undead.
Well, I'm kind of worried about tomorrow, but there you go.
For serious.
It's hazard pay.
And this afternoon. Mm-hmm. Can I ask a Shaylin question? Mm-hmm. Is it possible to obtain... I mean, is there anything that can be done magically to replenish our energy? To replace sleep?
Spells per day? No.
No. We just have to sleep.
Yeah, only sleep can do that.
It'd be a really terrible, mean move to do combat during the trial, right, Gary?
Why, whatever do you mean?
I'm not worried about the trial.
I'm worried about tonight.
Yeah, when we go to the 3rd location after the trial.
When do we sleep becomes the issue.
Let's get through the trial first.
All right, let's go.
We'll figure that out next.
Yeah.
All right. So the rest of the morning passes. You finish prepping everything for getting into trial. Right before 10 o'clock, which is when the trial day 2 would begin, you make your way into the courtroom, take your seats where you're supposed to. Right at 10 o'clock, the trial resumes. The beast is brought in and placed in his chair and latched up the way he's been before. And
does the crowd gasp as they see how gorgeous he looks?
Yeah, are there any reactions to his changed appearance?
There's some murmuring, but nothing that's super audible that you can make out. I think that a lot of the crowd has been quieted by Justice Card on the last trial day.
He's a no-nonsense kind of guy.
Very much so. So he will have the herald strike the gong to start trial day 2.
I really like doing that.
I really like doing that. And I picture an anime girl every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm. He will have Otto Heiger, the prosecution's lawyer, outline the details of the crimes for this date, and Otto Heiger gives a little brief speech about the day's itinerary on what will be discussed. He says something along the lines of, ladies and gentlemen, again, I don't want to take up very much of your time. I know, but doing a trial of this manner when we all know what the outcome is going to be just seems, I guess, like a waste of time. And I don't want to do that. So today we're going to bring up the fact that this monster, this beast, killed 6 poor, helpless children in the town of Hergstag. And we have 3 witnesses, 3 sisters from the town of Hergstag, that will present their own eyewitness testimony on seeing this beast carry in the poor, broken body of one of those children, laughing the entire time. And if that doesn't tell you that he's a monster, I don't know what will.
To get this guy. He's getting lazy.
I hate this guy so much.
Seriously.
But he's lazy and overconfident. We'll take advantage of it.
You know about overconfidence, don't you, Rich? Sorry. Don't you, Roderick?
Say it again.
You know about overconfidence, don't you, Roderick?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Peon.
I don't understand the question.
And I refuse to answer.
On the grounds it might irritate me.
About that time, Otto starts calling the witnesses up. They come up one by one, each telling the same story that you've heard before, because you spoke to them previously. Justice Daramed does speak up at one point during the third sister's testimony. Defense, would you like to cross-examine this witness?
Roderick nods furiously.
Yes, Your Honors.
Excellent. The floor is yours.
Which sister is there?
Do the one with the deep voice. That'll be funny.
That was Flicked that had the deep voice, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, okay. So we can do Flicked.
Mistress Flicked.
Yes.
Funny every time.
Now, it's my understanding that 6 children were killed in this town. But from your and your sister's testimony, wasn't Horace already chased out of town before the 6th child was shown up dead? It's real good grammar there at the end.
Well, I think. Well, it's the timing is a little. It's a little confused in my head. I don't.
I took some notes over the witnessing. It says that Elsa was brought back by the beast in town, and then he was chased out of town, and then 2 days later, Karen was found dead in her bed.
Is that what we said?
Yes.
Well,
According to my notes from 3 days ago, that's what you said today.
Well, I don't remember saying that, but I know for sure that we chased the beast out of town after Elsa was brought back.
And then Karen was dead.
Yes.
So that's the order that these things happen. Elsa was found and brought back by the beast, dead.
Mm-hmm.
So Vivian can tell that Flicked. Flick is being a bit coy, probably because doesn't understand. So she wants to try a diplomacy roll.
Okay.
Now, Mistress Flick, I understand that this is a very stressful time, and of course, the timing of things could be a bit confusing during all this chaos. But a man's life is on the line here, and we want to do honor to the memories of these children. So I want you to really think, and let's see if we can get this timeline in our heads sorted out. Ooh, natural 19.
So that's at least a 30, right?
28, 30 if she thinks I'm attractive.
With that voice, though.
That's prejudiced.
Mm-hmm.
That is prejudiced. I apologize. I'm sorry, B. Arthur.
Well, all I know is that a beast like that has to be guilty of something, whether he killed Karen or not. Just look at him.
So you're saying that you do not have proof that the beast was in town at the time of Karen's death, especially since he was chased out of town 2 days before.
It's just easy to assume that he's the one that killed her. I mean,
we're not talking about assumptions. We're talking about truth.
But how else would she have died?
That's a good question. We'll come to that once the defense can share their evidence. So what you're saying...
in the background, Roderick and Zenobia and Renly are nodding and making hand gestures like, of course she's right. Of course. How could anyone think she was wrong?
Does that count as an aid, Gary?
No.
Ooh.
Tell me, of your town's history, do you remember a story of a terrible child murdering criminal that was brutally killed by some vigilantes?
Oh my, that's I think that's a story my grandparents told me about.
A known legend in your town.
Yes, it was some predator that was hunted down by the leaders of the town and was never heard from again.
Tell me, do you know any of the details of the story of how this terrible person was killed?
I was not told any specific details by my grandparents. I believe they said it was too gruesome of a story to tell. My sisters and I was obviously stronger than they were to handle such things, so they wouldn't have heard it either. But I do remember there being a story of some bad man being, I assume, chased out of town. I don't know. I know after that we didn't hear any further stories about him.
All right. And then I want to talk about something that you and your sisters have mentioned about Horace laughing when he brought Elsa's body into town.
Yes, I cannot take that picture out of my mind.
Now, were you here yesterday on day 1 of the trial?
No, I was not. I did not want to be anywhere near this beast unless I had to be.
Understandable, sort of. Just, hearing about awful murders and stuff. You missed a part of the trial then where we discussed the fact that when someone is crying, it can look very similar to laughing. And if someone is like Horace, who does not have tear ducts and would not be able to weep and have moisture on their face, then this would be very easy to mistake. Do you think it's possible Horace could have been crying when he brought Elsa in?
Would a beast like that have those sort of feelings?
Please answer the question.
I don't see there being any way that he could have been crying.
I don't know how to crack this one.
I was going to suggest you go over to Horace and make him think about Elsa.
Show him the book.
I don't know if that's going to help because
Yeah.
it would look like he's laughing.
Yeah.
I thought we've already we had demonstrated it on day 1, though. I don't see that there's an issue demonstrating.
Yeah,
it
we'd
on
already
day
gotten
2.
Justice Dermot on our side about that one, I think.
Okay.
Okay, so use the book. Use the poems.
Well, I don't think that should be done during cross-examination. It doesn't make sense at that point.
I would have the witness read a poem from the book.
That might be considered theatrics.
I want to. Here's what I want to do. Okay, let's put Horace aside for a moment, and let's just say anyone was to cry or laugh. Would you agree that the facial expressions look similar?
Perhaps.
I'm sorry. Could you say that a little louder?
I said perhaps.
Thank you.
So Vivian needs to roll some diplomacy checks.
Yeah. Do you want me to do that now?
Yeah, you can roll a couple of them.
So I don't think we want to do the Brothers Swarm one yet, do we? Kind of want to bring that up.
After my testimony?
It'd probably be bonuses for getting the prosecution's witness to mention it, and
Yeah.
then we build on it.
Yeah. So Karen killed after Horace left. Ooh, natural 11, so 20 exactly, or
22?
22.
Just go 20. We've already established that Justice Card is not swayed by your
By your
shenanigans
beauty.
over there.
So 22 on that one.
Mhm.
You just added it too.
Oh, it's so funny. 20.
Okay.
Everyone should think she's beautiful.
Exactly.
That's just her assumption. I always add the 2.
I have a question about that. So does that mean that women who find her beautiful get a negative 2?
Oh, that's good, Philip.
It's if they find me attractive.
Right. The
Yes,
question
a woman
stands.
can find me attractive and be into it.
Right?
Question withdrawn.
I got where
move.
you're going, Philip.
Good move, Phil.
I got where you're going. You're wrong. And then laughing, crying, not laughing. Natural 18. So 27. And remember, we already mentioned it yesterday, so...
Good thing you got a good roll there, because I felt like the evidence was kind of shitty.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, how else are you supposed to convince it?
No, I didn't think there was a good way to do it, so we needed a good roll on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to roll for on this round?
No. I think the rest we'll wait until we're...
Can we roll on Horace's rubber ducky socks?
No.
Roll for fashion.
That would be a disguise check.
Okay.
No.
It's charisma bonus. Rubber ducky socks give a +4 charisma bonus
So-
across the board.
So no further questions, Your Honor? Honors?
I have no further questions. Thank you.
Thank you. The witness may step down. Does the prosecution have any further witnesses? No, Your Honor. Like I said, we don't want to waste anybody's time.
Vivian's walking circles around him.
Vivian, get back on this side of the court.
Vivian, stop doing that. It's weird.
Miss Heatherton, now that you have finished walking circles around the prosecution, do you have any witnesses you would like to call?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to call Miss Zenobia Serpentry to the stand.
Whispers.
Yes, I swagger up to the witness stand, smile at Vivian.
Once summoned, of course.
When summoned, of course.
Mm-hmm. You get up to the stand, and the herald is over there, and opens up like this drawer with all these religious symbols in them. Which religion do you follow?
Desna.
Perfect. So he pulls out the butterfly symbol of Desna, holds it out, asks you to swear. You know, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you, Desna.
I do, and I make the sign of Desna.
Very well.
Oh,
no, that's for asthma. Yeah, I thought you switched to Pharasma. Doesn't count now. She's cheating.
I have no respect for Pharasma, but in terms of swearing, it's just easier to go with Desna.
Mm-hmm.
So when he was pulling out all of those religious symbols, do you guys remember in The Mummy?
Yeah. I know exactly
When
what you're talking about.
He was attacked by the mummy and he just kept pulling out religious symbols to try to repel it.
That's exactly it. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that idea of a drawer full of symbols.
Like minis.
Yeah,
Right.
like little medals.
I wonder how much of that is reflective of what an actual polytheistic society was like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Rome, everyone had their own little shrine in their house to whatever god they followed, right?
Mm-hmm.
The household gods, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they would just do it like to Zeus, like two of the highest of the pantheon is.
I mean, he was the most popular, but if you were edgy, you wanted to go for somebody a little less popular.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes your own relatives would be the members of your household altar, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they were pretty ecumenical.
I seem to remember everything I knew about gladiators I learned from that movie with Russell Crowe.
It's a good movie.
Gladiator.
Yeah, Gladiator.
It was a good movie.
I learned it from History of the World Part 1 from Mel Brooks.
Yeah. Also another excellent resource. But I remember he had figures of his family that he carried with him.
Mm-hmm.
That was part of the whole thing. So there you go. Proof positive.
We are in line with the facts.
You're in line with the facts.
In line. All right. So you are sworn in. You may be seated. Vivian, you may take over questioning.
Okay, so Vivian's basically. Oh, and Vivian at some points, like, Your Honor, before I begin questioning, Zone of Truth isn't cast at this point, right?
Correct.
I would like to take a precautionary measure. Well, not precautionary, but I would like to take an extra measure so that everyone here can know that what is being said is the truth, and have Zone of Truth cast on this witness.
Very well. We do know that Zone of Truth is not always 100% effective, but
Don't worry, Will is her weak save.
It's true.
Sister, proceed in casting Zone of Truth on the witness. And so she casts Zone of Truth.
And you can choose not to make the save if you want.
You, Mom.
What do you mean?
So when somebody casts Zone of Truth on you, you get a will save to resist the effect.
I don't want to resist the
Yeah,
effect.
so you're not planning on lying, so you don't
No.
even need to roll the will save. You can just choose to succumb.
So I choose to let the spell work.
Excellent. So Vivian will question Zenobia about going over our previous adventures within the town, and I think she goes over, all the details. I don't want to go through all of it right now, but fighting, seeing
all the ghosts of the children,
and can you tell me about when you went and visited Karen's house?
Karen's house was very interesting to us because she was killed after the beast had been chased out of the town. When we went into Karen's house, we did meet the ghost of Karen. We also noticed that her window was latched inside from the inside. There were no marks of any sort on the outside of the house or on the inside of the house, indicating that someone had climbed to murder her, meaning that our suspicions were there was some other force at work. Horace would have left evidence of his physicalness.
So no sign of break-in.
No sign of break-in.
And we have seen what a location that Horace is broken into looks like in the library, and you saw no such scuff marks there.
Absolutely not. In fact, the evidence at the library was very apparent that Horace had been in the library and had not been happy.
Mm-hmm. Vivian doesn't laugh at that, I do. Excellent.
Also, just so the court knows, I'm a grave warden, and I have great sensitivity to those restless spirits that have not properly processed their death. And that was what we encountered in this town.
We could probably use her to... Vivian would have already figured this out, but because we're having her tell the story, we can... She also talks about... Vivian asks about the bear traps and the markings on Elsa that were described on Elsa's legs. And Vivian holds up the bear trap, like,
I happen to have it right here with me.
Vivian happens to know very well the effects of the bear trap, and the markings on her leg looked like she had been bitten by a very large animal, but they weren't. The teeth looked sharp and narrow, not like an animal tooth. It was very puzzling until we saw the bear traps themselves, until we saw the wounds in Vivian's leg when she inadvertently triggered one of these horrible traps.
Vivian kind of...
I have a question about that. Does she still have the wounds?
No.
No, we healed up.
Boo. Because I was going to want her to,
show her game.
Yes, like they did.
Do that.
I had considered that, but I also know that healing, it doesn't leave scars. That's one of the features of magical healing, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
It's a scar-free event.
Well, I just wanted to do, like you're looking for a ride,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Vivian looks around embarrassed as Zenobia is describing her walking into a bear trap.
The horror of stepping on it. There were so many in this city, it was appalling.
Now, tell me about the end of our journey. This was soon after I got stuck in a bear trap.
As we were being attacked by two ghost children, their master arose from what looked like a mound of debris, and there was a horrible sound of buzzing coming from the field, and we saw this apparition. It was a being made of multiple eyes, and he identified himself as the Brother Swarm. And Vivian recognized the Brother Swarm. She had heard about this nightmare before.
It's an undead creature?
Yes.
And what did Vivian tell you was the history of this creature?
Didn't think about this part.
The legend behind this was that a criminal in the area had murdered children, and once he was caught, he was himself murdered by the vengeful villagers, and their method of killing him was to bury him to his neck, cover him in honey, and let him be stunned to death by hornets. As he transformed into this evil entity, he took on the nature of these horrible hornets. And this is the way he attacked us, stinging and buzzing, and just horrible, horrible experience. Didn't like it at all. Bashed him with my mace. It was finally Roderick who dealt the death blow to the swarm.
And what did you find in the location where the Brother Swarm appeared from?
We found the remains of 4 children's bodies. We buried these bodies in the village. We'll be able to tell people when we go back where they are so that they can have a proper funeral later.
So, Gary, was there a gasp in the crowd at mention of 4 bodies?
Yeah, there are very audible gasps at all of that.
We have four leg bones. No, we don't.
Now, Zenobia, did you talk to any of these children?
We did. We spoke to each one of them, and they all identified the brother Swarm as their murderer. And Elsa, in fact, talked about how much she liked the beast, how he was kind, and how she taught him poetry and gave him a book.
This book?
This book, indeed.
Which Vivian's holding up? Or she's given to Roderick to do Vanna White this time.
In the Ziploc bag.
And doesn't this make the beast cry?
It would.
I would imagine it does. Yeah.
The mention of Elsa would make him cry.
See, told you.
Man, we are such a dramatic defense team.
We are indeed.
This could be an episode of a TV show.
Thank you, Zenobia.
My pleasure to have the truth exposed.
Is there anything else we wanted to ask her?
That was the 3, I think, so
Yeah.
we're good.
No more questions, Your Honor.
Very good. If the prosecution has no questions for the witness, no need.
He's so overconfident.
He's still overconfident after that zone of truth testimony.
Yep.
She made her save, I bet.
I want to punch him in the face.
So it sounds like you got some diplomacy checks.
Sounds like it.
Okay, so Brothers Swarm. Well, so do the witness, and then she's kind of going over the testimony as she's representing the evidence again. So Vivian's like, Your Honor, as Zenobia described, I am a cleric of Shaylin. I have some understanding of these undead creatures, and she goes into how the Brother Swarm was created and how it's a wraith, and it creates wraith spawn, and it's, bad news bears. So this is my Brother Swarm roll. That's a natural 19.
Boom.
28.
Man, dice are hot.
Shh, don't let him hear it. Bear trap marks on Elsa. Natural 1.
Way to go, Zenobia.
So that's a 10.
Okay.
Honestly, that's the best one since it's the most obvious piece of evidence.
We brought the bear trap with us.
Yeah. No evidence of Horace entering Karen's house.
Okay.
Natural 16. So 25. We already rolled for Karen killed after Horace left.
Yes.
Do we need to do anything with Horace's cry?
We already rolled that one, I think. Didn't we, Gary?
Yeah, that was rolled on day 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then Karen, there being no sign of a break-in into Karen's house, the latch being closed on the inside, etc.
Okay.
Natural 16 again, 25.
Fantastic.
Actually, you're killing it. Except the bear traps. Nobody bought that.
And then this rolls for talking to Elsa, her testimony about Horace. 11, so 21. No, that's bad math.
20.
Plus 9 is 20.
20.
You got all that, Gary?
Yep.
Does Elsa's book count as evidence?
No, that one's kind of roped into the talking to Elsa.
Okay. And then we got bodies.
Ooh, there's another one, yeah.
Oh no, this doesn't make sense roll-wise. That's a natural 5, so that's a 14.
We said we saw bodies. We didn't actually.
We saw the bodies.
I know, but they have to trust the zone
Yeah.
of truth rather than anything else.
Yeah.
We don't actually have.
We didn't bring them with us.
We didn't
Yeah,
bring them with
yeah.
us.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
so that explains the roll.
Should have brought them with us. Dang.
and the
We'll learn next time. We're bringing everything.
the fun part about these is you guys don't know what these bonuses are, but for each piece of evidence, there's a different bonus to your diplomacy check that I secretly add on.
Mm-hmm.
So some of them, even though you may roll low, the bonus may be high enough to push you over.
That's what I'm hoping.
On others, it may not be enough. So it just depends on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Noel rolled a couple of 19s there, so we're
Yeah.
pretty confident about those at least.
I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm assuming that the bodies is a pretty big piece, pretty big bonus. We'll see.
Well, because they didn't find him until we found him, so.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not. We'll find out
we'll
once the
see.
verdict is released.
Clearly, the townspeople are idiots.
Yes.
Well, we've established that.
Yes.
We say that all out loud.
They never noticed the scarecrow.
It's just a scarecrow.
So that is our evidence for today. The end.
Very
Still
well.
working on that.
Very well. Well, if there's no further evidence to be presented, the justices do have quite a bit to consider for today. So I motion for recess.
Bong.
What time is it?
It'll be right around 2 o'clock, 2 p.m.
We all need to go sleep until 8 o'clock.
It would be 10 o'clock.
Whatever.
After,
Oh no, been around Vivian too much.
after the gong is sounded and recess is called and people are starting to disperse, give me a sense motive inside the courtroom.
I am so tired. Roger called a natural 1. That's how tired he is.
16.
18.
I forgot to get my dice ready.
What do you think we're doing, Philip?
But I do have my little app here, and it gave me a 9.
Okay, so
Plus.
No.
Oh,
It's 9.
okay.
yeah, total of 9. So Vivian and Zenobia, as you're kind of packing things up, finishing up for the day, you kind of overhear in the galley up above the courtroom from the people observing the trial. You hear murmurs that the people sound very angry and upset, and you can kind of overhear a couple of people say, "You know what? This trial is going nowhere. We need to take justice into our own hands. Tonight, let's burn this beast."
I knew it. We are not rested to fight.
Well, they said tonight. We'll have time to rest.
Will it
This
happen?
trial better be over right now.
Well, I know where we have to rest.
Horace's cell.
Horace's cell. Actually, not inside the cell. I think rather outside where they're going to set fire to it.
Yes, let's not be silly.
So around that time, after Zenobia and Vivian hear that, Justice Daramid makes her way over to you. It's like, it appears that the townsfolk are a bit restless.
Yes.
Can we kill them all?
Oh,
Don't say that,
Sorry,
Zenobia.
did I say that out loud?
we would prefer no loss of life if possible. But I do think it wise if you do stay here this evening to make sure that nothing bad happens to Horace.
Absolutely.
I know you still have one more location to visit and one more day, but luckily the sanctuary is only 3 miles away.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh my gosh.
That's 1 hour on foot.
So
That is way better.
Someone
course,
should
I mean-
explain to me why we didn't go there first.
Because of what evidence we had to present each day.
I know.
They put it next to the one where they had the break-in. That's why. From game design, it makes perfect sense.
Right.
Okay, I accept. Not really, but who cares?
That's how I would have written it.
So, yes, we will stay here and protect Horace.
excellent. I can speak to a few of the clerks to get more cots set up if you would like to stay here in the courthouse proper. Is that what you would like to do?
Yes.
I would like to have a few more patrols going around the outside of this building, too, protecting us from assault.
We will get word to the town militia.
Would the town militia be on our side, though?
That is a good question, Renly.
We could hope. All I can do is speak to them. The courthouse guards will be here. They may take some extra convincing if you need them to do anything.
Would that convincing take the form of gold?
No, we're not speaking bribes. They only answer to a firm hand.
Hey, Vivian, show them your legs.
Don't overexcite them. They
Firm hand.
No worries.
don't overexcite them too much. They do have weak hearts.
Roderick and I will take care of this.
I'm not taking care of convincing anyone. Nobody likes me.
Well, that's what he was saying is intimidate rather than diplomacy.
Right.
I could do that.
Firm hand,
I
not
didn't hear that
soft
part.
hand.
I didn't hear that part. I was
'Cause
too
you weren't
busy
listening.
I was too busy trying to think of stupid jokes in my head.
All right. Vivian wants to get a cot and go to sleep as soon as possible.
I'll take first watch.
Okay.
I'll take whatever watch the assault happens in because I still have half my spell slots.
Actually, I was thinking about it. I don't know how Magus's work, but don't clerics... She doesn't actually need to sleep to regain her spells,
Yeah, she
right?
does. She does.
It doesn't... It's not just 24 hours, and then she can
No,
recommune.
you need to sleep.
You sure?
Pretty sure. We could look it up later.
I don't trust you're pretty sure what with drain there, buddy.
Hey, my intuition was correct on that one, and my reading of the rules was wrong.
Well, that makes a difference.
So Vivian wants to get onto a cot as soon as possible.
Roderick will take the last watch.
All right. So you get your cots set up. Who do we determine had first watch?
Zenobia.
Zenobia. All right. Everyone else is resting. Zenobia, roll a perception check.
25.
25. All right. So you do your watch and you make it through your watch uneventful.
I'm sorry. Based on the logic, it would actually make more sense for Roderick to take the second watch.
Okay. Roderick, you take second watch. Roll your perception check.
Don't give me the Rick roll here.
Yeah, I was like, don't rick it.
16.
16. All right. So you make it through. You kind of get distracted a little bit, but you still make it through the evening make it through your watch without any events happening.
Thank goodness.
How long are each of these watches?
I think for an 8-hour sleep and 4 people, isn't it 2-hour watches?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who has the third watch?
I guess Renly does.
Okay. Roll your perception.
Yeah, Vivian's not volunteering.
14?
Ooh.
14. Okay. So you make it into your watch probably about an hour or so. I'd say it's probably about 9 o'clock in the evening at this point. And you start to see like the lighting change a little bit. It's dark outside. You can tell that, but you almost see like what looks like fire kind of making its way up. You walk over closer to the window, looking out, and you see a whole bunch of people carrying torches and other like farm implements and things like that, making their way, and it looks like this very angry mob making their way toward the courthouse. And as you're looking, you realize that this mob is a fairly large size. There's about 40 people in this mob making their way toward the courthouse. And you know they're coming for Horace. And as they approach the courthouse, we'll see you next week.
I'm so
come
what we're
on.
gonna do.
You can't kill 40 civilians.
I mean, you can.
Watch me.
Yeah. Zenobia's ready for it.
It's not going to help Horace's case.